Hello everyone and welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's show is brought to you again by Guitar Center of Glendora. Really great people, check them out. Really great. Tonight's guitar is continuation part number 3 of the 1950 Sherwood Deluxe hollow body Archtop guitar. I had to put this into a 3-day part because of the crack that was in the body near the bottom of the neck. So that's glued overnight, and we're going to go ahead and start putting this back together, and let's just get right into it. Okay, here it is as we left it yesterday, and here's where the crack is from here to here. And we glued that overnight. Our electronics are done and ready to go in the guitar. So I think that's what we're just going to do. We're going to put the electronics in the guitar. And we'll go ahead and probably just put one, maybe two screws to hold the pickup in, and I'll put one string back on it, probably the low E string. Wire up the jack, plug it in, and see if it works, see if there's anything we need to change. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to hope that this pickup fits in the hole. I'm a little bit worried about it not fitting. So here's the electronics complete. Not, like I said, not much to them. Just not that much to them. So we just go ahead and we drop that in. Here's the end for the jack. We drop that in. And then we can, kind of don't think it's going to fit. I might have to cut out some stuff. Yeah, it's not going to fit. I need to probably take some material off. Let's see, that end fits. So I was hoping not to have to file any material off in order to get these to fit, because I didn't want to mess with the original hole, but somebody has already messed with the original hole. So it's not going to be a big deal for me to take off a little bit of material here and get this thing to fit. I was kind of worried about it, but I think it'll be okay. It's a shame, but is what it is. That being said, I'm going to see if I can razor blade some material off first, because this wood is relatively soft. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work either. This razor blade, this is my dull razor blade too, so I don't think that's going to work. Yeah. I mean, I could do it, but it would take me a month of Sundays to finish it, and I want to get this done. Now if I go sandpaper, I'm going to get it all dusty, and then I'm going to have to take it out to the shop and blow it out, which I don't mind doing, but it's just another step. Kind of see how much material I have to take off of it. I'll use the one that I didn't mount as a tester. It's the same size. So I have to see what material I need to take out. Looks like I need to take out the corners for one thing, because the corners are kind of rounded. So there is that aspect of it. just edge a little bit off at a time, and if I have to use a file and or some sandpaper, I will. But we'll see. Let's see what I'm going to have to do to get this copacetic. I'll just do a little bit at a time until it fits. I don't have to do much, that's for sure. I mean, not much at all. I think we're going to be good from here to here. It's the from here to here is going to be, yeah, I can see the pickup fits this way. So it's material on the corners here that I need to take off. Excuse me. So I guess that's what we'll do. And you want to take even amounts off. You don't want to take all your material off at one end. Then the pickup's going to be kind of cattywampus. So you do want to do your... take an equal amount. It's kind of why I like to use a razor blade, because then you can kind of measure it out and you can see your progress. And you're going with the grain of the wood too, so. Again, normally I wouldn't like to do this to a guitar, but since this guitar has been modified anyway by somebody else before me, I'm not too worried about doing this. I mean, it's unfortunate. I wish the guitar were original, but that's what it is, and that's what it is. Very close, actually. You just take your time and go slow and do a little bit at a time. This end fits, see? This end fits, it's the other end that's a little wonky so far. Again, you want to go slow because you don't want to make any mistakes. You got kind of one chance to do this. So if I had to sit here for an hour and do this, I would. to the shop, but I might have to. Because otherwise the strings are going to flap all over the place. Or I could wait until it's all strung up and then do it. I don't know. I didn't get very much wood chips or dust in there, so. I think I can blow it out after I'm done. So I'll take the light here and see how much wood chips I got in there. And not many. And the F-holes are big enough where I can, when I'm done with it, I can take it out to the shop and blow it out with my compressor. Okay, so let's very carefully put the electronics back in and see how this pickup fits now. Ooh, almost. This one's a little bit widened out because I got a pickup in it now, so I might have to take a little more material off just to get it to kind of fit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that, unfortunately. Really hate doing this, but really kind of got no choice because I don't have an original pickup for it, so it's like, take a little off, try it, take a little off, try it. That's all we can do. We're almost there. I mean, you don't want to force it, because if you force it, you're going to start messing with things. You don't want to force it. Just be patient and you go a little bit at a time. Little bit at a time, little bit at a time. And then eventually it'll fall right in. It's almost there now. I mean, almost. Come on now. Oh, you're so close. Okay. so close, I think. I might have to take off a lot more material. Ah, damn. Than I anticipated. But that's okay, whatever. I can do about it, so. Well, we're getting there. I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be alright once all said and done. Just gonna take some work. Be careful with the electronics. Remember, just go slow and mellow. Slow and mellow wins the race. Slow and mellow wins the race. More material than I thought, but that's alright. We'll get it up in now. ribs in here that I'm worried about too. I'm going to have to probably sand those down. Or file those down. Somebody cranked the... Never mind. Never mind. Keep going and trying. That's all we can do. Okay, it's gonna be a slow process. It's alright. It's all good. I gotta open a window because somebody turned the heater on and I'm burning up. Yeah, it'll be fine. We're getting there. It'll be a very time-consuming process, I think. I don't think it'll be into a part 4. Hopefully not, because I need to get this done tonight because I got customer guitars building up. So I got that. Okay. Keep trying this. Careful, don't want to get it stuck. Don't want to get it stuck. A little bit at a time. Hate to do this, but it is what it is. We're getting there. We're getting there, almost. We're right back. Okay, never mind. Okay, we'll keep whittling away at it, and eventually it'll fall right in. Not too worried about it. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked here. Might have to file these ribs down because under the top of the body there's some long ribs to give it some, you know, some rigidity and some strength. They're about 1/4 inch wide by about 1/2 inch thick. So, and you know, you really can't whittle those away with a razor blade. So I'm going to have to get a file so I can file these. File this one, because there's one here and there's one here. They're not quite centered, they're a little bit off center, which is strange, but okay. So I'm going to have to get this one, and this one, and this one I need to file down, I think. So I'm going to have to get the file from the garage, unfortunately. Okay, I don't have any big files in here. I only have small little hobby files, and because I don't need big files in here, but I guess I'll have to keep a set in here just for giggles. Okay, so here we go. Oh, it's gonna be really loud for you guys. Sorry, I might have to mute it. It's gonna be really loud for you guys. Sorry guys, I had to mute you because the filing would have shot the audio into the stratosphere, so Hence I muted it while I was filing. Yeah, we're getting closer. I mean, really need a rough file for this, I think, but this file will do. Mute you guys again. Alright, back again. I have to mute you guys because it's really loud microphone. And it was peeking out at like, it was almost redlining the mic. So I'm having to mute you guys while I file. I'm gonna have to close my vent. Can't do it. Better. We're starting to get, I mean, it's only 66 degrees in here, but we got the heater going full fire. I'm starting to sweat up a storm. So I had to close my vent. Okay. I have to meet you guys again. Alright, I am back. I'm going to try it again. See what this sucker's going to do. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. It's okay. Yeah, don't. Oh, lordy. Okay, we're getting there. It's just more time consuming than I thought. We're already almost an hour into this. Ideally, I should have had this thing playing by now, but have to keep whittling away at it. That's all I can do. Yeah. Keep whittling. I had a good bite on it. When you get a good bite on it, you want to try not to stop. Well, at least we know our house heater works. I'm burning up. I'm hotter than the hinges of hell right now. Whew. But somebody else in the house isn't, so. It's 67 degrees in here, but the heat coming out of the heater is fire. So it's like, whatever. Okay, keep trying. We're getting there. Oh, merciful Minerva. Okay. I really hate doing this to an old guitar. I mean, you guys know me. I just like, shudder. shudder. But guitar is meant to be played, so you have to make it so it does play, you know. Just one of them dar things. Like I say, you just whittle away at it. Whittle, whittle, whittle. And eventually you'll get it to a point where a pickup will drop right in, which is what you want. You don't want it sloppy, but you want it to just drop in. You got a big chunk in there. I gotta get out. Of course, I'm gonna air blow this when I'm done, but whoa, there's a big old chunk I took off. Okay, we'll see what that did for it. I took a big frigging chunk out of it just then, so maybe that'll do something for it. Okay, drop the electronics into it carefully again. Let's see what this does for it. Take a little more material off of here, and I think it might drop in. Sometimes it's hard to... I really hate doing this, but kind of got no choice. Otherwise, the guitar's a wall hanger. Meaning it'll be a guitar that you can't play. And this guitar needs to be playable, so... Oh, now what's the problem? Oh. I was like, what the what? Oh my goodness. No. That way. Okay. Son of a mother. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute you guys because I'm about to file some more. Jeez, son of a mother. Finally dropped in. Good grief. Ay, ay, ay. Good. Okay. There we go, folks. Finally got this son of a mother to drop in. The monicum of damage. Ay, ay, ay. Jeez, Lou. Really hated to whittle away at it, but I mean, if this were a $5,000 Gibson, I wouldn't have done it. I would have found some other way to. I would have gotten an undersized pickup or something and used it instead or something, you know. But we're okay so far. God. Kidding me? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Sorry. I'm a little aggravated right now is all. Just a little. Just a little. Okay, now people are always ask me, well, now that you got the pickup in it, how the heck do you possibly get the pots back in the holes and the wire out the jack hole? Well, very simple. If I can get to it. We're going to have to do some surgery. You guys haven't seen me break this out in quite a while, not since that Epiphone Swingster Royale. Forceps doctor. Forceps. Well, hemostats. I need to perform minor surgery. So, what you do... The pickup does look good there, though, doesn't it? What you do is you kind of fish your electronics down. Probably start with the jack wire. Go ahead and grab it, and then grab it the other way, and fish it through the hole. Come on. Okay, now we got it fished through the hole. Now we gotta hope my wire is long enough. If not, I'm gonna have to unsolder everything and put extensions on it. And then I will not be happy. I will not be a happy camper if I have to do that. That being said, what you do is you fish it through like this. And what? Oh, well, okay. Shh. And washer. And nut. And that one worked. That one is long enough. Now we got to do the other one and hope it's long enough. Knowing my luck, it's probably not. And know what? It's not going to be long enough. Son of a... Shoot. Yeah, it's like way to hell. Well, maybe I need to tighten it first. Let me tighten it first before I speak. Out of turn. Where's my pot? I think it's gonna be too short. Can't reach it. Maybe I spoke too soon. Come on, baby. Take some finessing. You gotta, you know. Looks like it is gonna reach. Now I have to get the this little washer, kind of a lock washer, on the pot without flipping the son of a bitch over. So I just get it on there, and then I work the pot over very carefully so the washer doesn't come off. Tighten those later, but for now, because I need to put the tailpiece back on and then put a string on it and solder up the jack and plug it in and see if we got juice, see if the juice is loose. So with that being said, I'm going to take this off so I don't bump the guitar into it, create a big old dent, then I will really be pissed at myself. Okay, now the tailpiece back on. What the fuck is that? And then two of the screws were missing for the plate, for the tailpiece here. So I'll have to find some old screws, because you don't want to put new screws in it, because then it doesn't look right. This I can put in. Okay, and we can solder up the jack. Okay, so we're gonna solder this sucker up right now. Okay, now we'll do the ground. Okay.
Two social security cards, passports.
Okay, now we got that soldered up. Put it in, and we'll just put one screw in it to hold it in, so it's not flopping around. And then we'll put one string back on. And then see what this son of a motherless goat's gonna do. Oh, let me put one screw, maybe two for the pickup. Just to keep it in place. I'm gonna bring the pickup poles up high. Again, this guitar is a 1950 Sherwood Deluxe hollow body archtop. I got this guitar as a project a few years ago. and didn't have a pickup in it, but it had somebody had cut out the hole for a bigger modern humbucker and put the bezel on it and didn't put the pickup in it. And it had the original pots, and it didn't have tuners, so that's where we're at with this thing, and I'm just getting it towards not only playable, but very much playable, if you will. Lack of a better description. Here's the original bone nut. Whew. So I'm going to put one string back on it. And in doing so will allow me to see how the how it's going to play. I got to put the bridge back in it too. Whoops. There we go. And then I'll put the nut back in it here in a minute as soon as I get some tension on the string. As soon as I get a little tension on this sucker, slip the nut on it, under it, which is probably right about now. Come on. And I'm just going to put one string on it, moderately tight. Just to see how the electronics are going to work. 99% sure the electronics are going to work, but you never know. This pickup might be bad. The tone pot might be bad. Any number of issues like that. I think that'll be good enough for now. Okay, wish me luck. I'm gonna plug this sucker in, see if we got tone. It'll be real nice if we do. Okay, here we go, Mo. Okay. Okay, we got no tone. And we got a big ground issue. Pickup's grounded to the chassis and everything. Okay. Son of a mother.
Ever notice how hard it is to clean impossible kitchen and bathroom messes with wipes and spray cleaners? Try Mr. Clean Magic Erase. Add water, squeeze, and erase. Mr. Clean Magic Erase works great for cleaning
Okay, volume works. I don't hear anything changing with the tone. Okay, do I have to... Maybe the jack? Okay. I think we got something, maybe an issue with the jack. Don't really know yet. I'm gonna have to stop a minute and I'll be right back.
Anybody home? All right, Doctor, here we go. Easy now. That's it. Good. What is this?
Happy birthday to
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Dear Julian.
happy birthday to you.
And many more. I really must congratulate you, Doctor. You have a fascinating mind.
Yeah, kind of not happy right now.
Time for this.
Kind of not happy with this. Okay.
Sorry, dear. Come along, Doctor. That's it. Good. Plus me away.
Come on.
be more than willing to help you if I thought it would accomplish anything, but you're only delaying the inevitable.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I know. We've been through this, Doctor. I'm not Garrett. I'm you. Well, it doesn't sound like me. I've been thinking. Why did they let you live? He killed everyone else who could have helped me. Exactly what part of me do you represent? Is it my conscience? My curiosity? Is it? Is it my sense of humor? You tell me. I don't think you are any part of me. In fact, I don't even think you belong here. Which leaves me just one.
Yeah, not happy right now. Not happy.
You've put up an entertaining struggle, Doctor.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Now it's time to make things easy on yourself.
You mean just give up?
I'll just solder the jack because
I am inside your head. I know all about you. When you were younger, you wanted to be a tennis player, didn't you?
I wasn't good enough.
Don't lie to me. Not in here. You were good enough. But you knew your parents wouldn't approve of it.
okay. Ground is good on this.
Became a doctor instead.
I love medicine.
Okay.
And what about medical school? You should have been first in your class. What went wrong?
I made a mistake. In the final exam.
You mistook a pre-ganglionic fiber for a post-ganglionic nerve.
That's right.
Okay, let's try this again, folks.
Any first year medical student could tell them apart. You purposely answered the question wrong.
That's ridiculous. That's not true.
Isn't it? Then let's talk about Lieutenant Dax. You like her, don't you?
She's my friend.
Meh. I have to tint this a little more. That might have been the issue. There's no tinting on the other side here. It's just bare.
We'll see about that.
Wait. Where are you going?
Get a good tint on it. But it's probably cold soldered. What cold soldered means is it's soldered, but it's not on there.
To repair the station box. It may be the nerve sensor in the room, but this is the center of my world.
Get away from that man.
What? He'll kill me. This is
Let's give that a try. Ladies and germs. That may have been the issue. Maybe, possibly. We'll see. Okay, let's try this again. Plug it in. Turn it on. See what this pig's gonna do for us. Or not do for us. Remedy.
As far as my career is concerned, I may have been a good tennis player, but I'm correct. Maybe but it wouldn't have changed anything in my life.
Okay. Volume pot works. Tone doesn't seem to work. And we're getting no juice from the pickup. No sound, that is. Okay. Wait, take a minute. Need to think. Hour and 35 minutes.
Julian,
Wait.
he's awake. His vital
Volume
signs are
hot.
stabilized. His brainwave activity is normal.
Welcome back, Doctor.
That's possible.
You will not believe where I've been.
Next on H&I, Star Trek Voyager, followed by Enterprise, then NYPD Blue.
This might have to be a part 4 because we're having an issue here somewhere with the pickup not pickuping. The pickup is not pickuping. Pickuping. Ding, 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 ding.
8409 to sign up today or visit your local Viasat retailer. Viasat, fast for all, is here.
Thanks for the real algebra. Need trip to security though, was broken, so you're wondering.
Yeah, well.
Barely got 2 meters before Odo arrested him. Well, it sounds as if he were more dangerous in your mind than he was in the real world. Actually, I did some checking on nephews. Their telepathic attacks are almost always fatal. I guess I was lucky. Cardassians don't believe in luck, Doctor.
Into the bridge. I got no way to. Well, I do have a way, but.
After experiencing life at 100 plus, turning 30 doesn't seem that bad anymore. In that case, happy birthday. You know, Doctor, what I find most fascinating about this entire
Volume.
is how your unconscious mind chose people you know to represent the various parts of your personality.
Yeah, I could make another ground wire. Because this is 50s wiring.
Casting me in the role of the villain. Oh, I wouldn't be
We're using a more modern pickup in it. If I put a ground from the volume to the bridge,
lunches together. You still don't trust me.
and that'll complete the loop. Cause see, we got no static here. We got static here. This is grounded. I mean, this is grounded to this, but all of this isn't grounded to this. So that could be part of the problem. Let me think. Gosh, dang it. Yeah, well, okay, let me...
Action, adventure. This is H&I.
Oh, you look like a man who could use more coffee.
Keep it
Come
coming.
on.
I'm working on my monthly ops report. So much has happened in the last few weeks on this ship. I'm gonna be up all night.
Is spider net lunch? Keep your eyes open.
Potent stuff. Thanks. Felix.
Yes, I know you have your hands full this evening, but I could use your help. At your service, Commander.
We're approaching a Class 1 nebula. Sensors are picking up traces of protomatter inside. I understand you dealt with it before.
Absolutely. When I was making my living as a trader, protomatter is one of the most sought-after commodities. I think that's energy source.
Okay.
Well, we can use our expertise in collecting a sample. We're leaving at 1400 hours. See you in the shuttle bay?
I'll be there, sir.
No, the pots work, so the pots are not the issue. I'm gonna have to re-ground it.
That's the whole idea.
I don't think there's an issue with this pickup. If for some reason this pickup is weak or doesn't work, which I highly doubt, it's very, very rare that a pickup will go bad in a guitar because it's just a magnet wound with wire. So there's, you know, there's really nothing electronic to go wrong with one per se. So 50s.
It's not a mission, Seven. It's a party. Neither Sharon?
I hate to bother you, but Naomi's having trouble getting to sleep again. Would you mind?
No bother at all. I'm on my way. Duty calls?
No. I don't recall that designation on the crew manifest.
That's because she's not a member of the crew. Naomi was the first child of the Voyager. I'm her godfather, and the only one that can get her to sleep lately. Bon appetit.
Oh.
No monsters here.
Good. Check the replicator.
Come on now.
Nothing.
Naomi, maybe Neela should check your room so you can go to bed.
Okay. In there.
Yeah.
Nobody here.
There.
There's not a monster in sight.
Can you stay longer? I'm afraid to go to sleep.
Honey, Neelix has to go to work.
Oh, it's all right. You know what I think about when I'm afraid to go to sleep?
No, what?
The great forest.
What's that?
It's a place my people believe we're all going to go to someday. Some beautiful, beautiful forest filled with sunlight. And all the people who ever loved me are gathered there to watch over me as I sleep, to protect me.
Really?
And when I think about it, that forest and those people, I'm not afraid to sleep anymore.
Do you think those people watch over me too?
I believe it. Now, I'm going to be away for the next couple of days.
That's the
So,
one.
if you're afraid to sleep, I want you to think of that great forest.
Alright.
Pleasant dreams.
Night, Felix.
Yeah, for Pete's sake.
Sorry. I didn't realize you were home.
I was the jet creature, Neelix.
Thanks. I think. Here it is. This will be perfect for containing a small amount of proto matter.
Yeah.
Last time I used this little wonder, I nearly lost it to the K-Zone.
The K-Zone. Species 329.
You're familiar with them?
Oops, excuse me.
The K-Zone colony in the GAN sector. Grid 6920.
Were they assimilated?
Their biological and technological distinctiveness was unremarkable. They were unworthy of assimilation.
I didn't realize the board were so discriminating.
Why assimilate a species that would detract from perfection?
Good point.
Go around.
Well, you'll excuse me, I'm needed in the shuttle bay.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have a. Yeah, so that's not gonna pick up no switch. Oh, yeah.
One day a week,
Yeah.
that's all I ask. How hard can it be?
Harder than you think.
Neelix, it's pizza. Bread, tomatoes, cheese.
The cheese alone would take days. Separating curds and whey from synthesized milk is a delicate process.
So replicate the cheese.
Since it means so much to you, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
You sucker.
There's a concentration
I'm
of
sorry, everyone. I'm just trying to
Neelix, set the transporter to 10,000 AMUs, not a particle
get
more.
this going, and
The containment field is standing by. We're in range. Energizing.
this one. Right.
What happened? Transporter beam ignited the proto matter. Shields are weakening. Disengage transport.
Underground. Yeah.
I've got the sample commander needed stable.
Hot.
Clear the proto matter. I'll need it.
Oh, my back's going.
He's dead.
I'm gonna have to take this apart again. I hate to, but it is what it is, and that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. This sucks. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. Ugh. But I'm going to have to unsolder everything and take the electronics back out. And make a new ground wire, for one thing. Come on. Pete's sake. Okay. Let me take a look at the back of this, because and then make yeah. Yeah. We'll get it going. That's all right. I'm disappointed, but I'm not going to get all Twitter-pated about it. I'm going to try my best to finish this guitar tonight because I have other customer guitars waiting that I got to start tomorrow night. If I don't finish this, I'll put it aside and we'll finish it next week. That being said, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Pickup looks good in there, though, I'll tell you that much. It looks party. Okay, so I gotta unscrew the jack. And unsolder the jack. Again. Not a big deal, takes 2 seconds. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, if you will. Ground. Okay, everyone. Here we go. Luckily, this guitar does not take long to take apart, as you can see. You can pretty well take one apart, Johnny on the spot. Drop it out, and then you can pull the electronics out. See? Doesn't take that much. Of course, the washers came off. It's like the game Operation. You take out the washers here. It's just like Operation. Nah. Gotta find it, and then you gotta take it out. These are invaluable. They really are. These little hemostats. To get in F-holes. I've used these for a lot of guitars, violins, just all kinds of stuff. They're like $5 at Harbor Freight. Okay, now I gotta put up my vise back on, because I gotta put it back on. I see the problem. I guess I pulled the when I pulled the pickup, the electronics, this wire is too short, and I pulled the pot off of the piece. No wonder we didn't have any friggin' sound. This wire's too friggin' short. Yeah. I think that's what it's acting like. It's too short. So it came unsoldered. Alright. Okay, this is your... I know you guys can't see, but they're all just camera.
How about using that pen to sign up for new insurance instead?
Well, you still really can't see. Okay, well, you can see the first pot. This is the volume pot. This is the wire to the jack. And this is your tone pot. That being said, everything else is wired up just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ground wire from pot to pot, and then another ground wire from volume pot to the bridge. So that's what we're gonna do. I might have to make the pickup wires a little long because I put an extension on them because they're a little bit too short, I think. So.
Until I'm certain the damaged tissue can function independently, you'll have to be injected with nanoprobes on a daily basis. Well, as long as I don't start assimilating the crew or starting organ plant size, I'm sure I can live with it. I'm releasing you to your quarters. Your body's been through quite a shock, so try to get some rest.
So we're gonna splice some wires and
100 hours for your next injection.
whatnot here. So we're just gonna separate some wires here. I guess when I stretched the, well, I didn't really stretch, but I moved the, you know, when I was doing the electronics, I think the wire, pickup wire that goes from here to the volume pot was a little bit too short, and I pulled it, and then I pulled the wire off of the pickup. So I'm going to have to make little extension wires, which is fine. I don't have a problem doing that.
Ask me to cancel the first night of prison. The celebration's in 3 days. I've been making food come up in wolf nectar for weeks now. I can't just let it waste. Only if you feel up to it.
Son of a mother. When you cut these, every time you cut them, they get a little shorter and a little shorter. So you really got to, you know, think of what you're doing, because and I got a wire stock down here, and I'll just make some little wires, probably an inch long, and they'll be just little, what I like to call pilot wires, that will extend, and yeah, and then I'll make a ground wire from pot to pot, and then another ground wire from volume to bridge, and that should be agreeable. I'll put my view back because this isn't very I don't know, not very accommodating. not accommodating, but not very. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for right now, but.
To use a human term, the Borg are immortal.
You are no longer part of the collective. You are mortal now, like the rest of us.
So, that being said, I'm going to get my wire stock. I got some Valentine's cookies. The store is full of Valentine's stuff already. I mean, like, day after Christmas, it was Valentine's stuff. It was just like, really? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so I got a wire stock down here. I'll just pull it out of the box. I'll show it to you guys real quick. Ugh. It's just a wire stock. I bought it Harbor Freight for like I don't know, $15 or something. I don't know. And we'll get this going. Is that black or is that blue? I can't tell. No, it's blue. It's funny how this wire stock doesn't have any black wire. It's got 3 reds, 2 blues, 3 browns, 1 yellow, a transparent, and a gray. No black. So it's just like, really, no black? Gotta be kidding. So I'll cut one. I think this will be long enough.
It might have created a feedback loop along the transporter beam. Sounds right? Let's keep an eye on it. See what happened at the moment of impact. Computer, resume program.
Pete's sake. So we'll just strip them off. And pre-tint them. Pre-tint them with solder. And we'll get this pig going. Pretty sure we'll get it going tonight. If not, then I'm gonna have to set this project aside until like Monday because I got customer guitars that need to go out starting tomorrow night. So I will have no choice but to put this out till Monday.
My sisters, my mother and father, my cousins, everyone who was killed in the war. I took great comfort in knowing that we will be together again one day. But it's not. Maybe we pulled it back before that.
Okay, so we're gonna put a ground wire. I'm gonna stand up and do this, I think. And we'll just make this a little extra long, because better to have it a little long than too short. We'll put a little extra solder on the top of the pot. Okay, now we got the ground wire. I'm gonna get this sucker working. Ah, come on, you pig. Ay, ay, ay. Got a wire here that's... No wonder we had a little scrap wire there that I think was schmucking around with the... Okay. Okay, now we made that a little longer. And then we need a long wire from the volume pot to the bridge. So we need a wire about longer than the screwdriver here. I don't have a tape measure in here, so I don't have files and I don't have a tape measure in here. Well, I do have a tape measure, but it's kind of buried in the toolbox here. I got files too, for that matter, come to think of it. But anyway, whatever. So a little bit longer than the screwdriver. I'll make a wire, ground wire from the volume to the bridge. We'll make it like extra long.
This is a fight against time. What we're dealing with is coming out, meeting
Come on now.
someone who's 85, 90 years old, can't get around, has no food, has no water.
I'm going to pre-tint this with solder.
We are called to comfort.
I need a solder gun holder so badly. My other one broke, fell off the workbench in the shop and like shattered. It was just a kind of a plastic one. If anybody wants to send me donate a soldering gun holder, you know, so you don't have to set it down, you kind of, it's a little holder, kind of a holster, if you will. It's got feet on it and you can put it on a desktop. If anybody has one they want to donate to me, or send me one, you can do so if you are ever so kind, inclined to do so. And kind. You can be kind and inclined. Okay. So, alright. Okay, I'm going to strip this off. I think it'll be long enough, so here's my wire. So I think it will be long enough. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Welcome to the first night of Frixon, the Talaxian observance of familial allegiance. This year, Mr. Neelix has requested that I commence the celebration
For Pete's sake. Okay.
We are in the arms of family. Father, mother, sister, brother. Fathers of father. Fathers of mother. Father's brother.
Okay.
Suffice to say, the list is extensive. We gather on this day to extol the warmth and joy of those.
Okay, now my little extendo wires I'm gonna make an inch long.
are thankful to be together. We do not stand alone.
We do not.
Yeah, inch long is going to be fine.
A member of our family. I don't know how the rest of you feel, but it scared the hell out of me. Neelix, you still don't know how to make pizza. But I'm glad you're here.
So am I. Here's to you, Neelix.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Well, enjoy. Computer music.
Ah, come on. Ah.
Fine, Commander, fine. I apologize for the other day on the holodeck. I guess this whole back from the dead thing is hard to get used to. I'm fine now. Didn't want to talk. And we're fine.
Okay, I'll pre-tint these with solder.
Because you've been standing there by yourself.
I don't understand the rules and procedures for this type of social occasion.
Choose a group of people. Listen to their conversation. Then, when you feel like you have something to contribute, chime in. Say something. Join the discussion.
I will try.
The early stages of Guitarian development are astounding. Naomi has grown 5 centimeters since her last physical, and that was only 3 weeks ago.
It seems like every time I turn around, I'm recycling her clothes back into the replicator.
Children accumulated by the book are placed in maturation cycles.
Okay. I'm going to retint the ground wire from the pickup.
In these maturation chambers, the development of conversational skills is, I suppose, a low priority.
Neelix! Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
We haven't seen you in a few days.
A little preoccupied.
I understand. Naomi's been asking about you. She misses you. Probably so do I. She's been helping every night this week.
Okay, so far so good.
Oh, Neelix.
Sounds familiar.
Maybe you could stop by later just to say hello.
Why don't I go now? It's close to Naomi's bedtime.
Are you sure? Brixton's your favorite holiday.
Yes, but duty calls. Monsters.
Whoops.
Get out of this room.
My dad.
Oh, there's no monsters here.
Ah, it's a monster.
Ay, for Pete's sake. Okay.
Can you stay longer? I want to hear about the great forest again. Special place. The place you think about when you can't sleep.
Are you sure you want to hear about that? It's just a silly old story.
Please.
Well, it's a beautiful place. Filled with sunlight.
And all the people who ever loved me.
Yes, they've all gathered there. And watch over you. And protect you while you sleep.
I want to give everything a good tug, and that'll prove that your solders are good. I really hate to do the wiring this way, but I think it's copacetic. It's fine.
Beautiful.
The doctor asked me to run a hematological scan
Why?
to regulate the dosage of nanoprobes for your next injection.
Okay.
How much longer will I be needing these injections?
Until your damaged cells can function on their own.
I don't really like the idea of Borg technology swimming around inside.
It's irrelevant. You need the nanotubes to live.
Oh, is that what I am doing right now, living? I'm beginning to wonder.
My most fascinating remark.
Okay. So far, so good. I think this will work now. I think. Oh, I gotta do the ground wire. Oh, I already did that. Okay. Fudge. Okay. Put my wire stock away.
There was no alternative.
Leave me alone. I said get out.
I would be negligent in my duties if I did that.
Please, I don't care.
Okay. Put my wire stock away. I think I'm gonna buy another one of these, but buy one that's got black in it too. Black wire. Yeah. I don't know why this doesn't have black in it. It's pretty silly to not have black in it. It's got like 3 reds and 3 browns, and it's just like, hey, come on now. Time to put the electronics back in. See if this bird works. So let's do this. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna friggy frag. How am I gonna? Well, I'll be able to do it. Ooh, this might be. I don't think this will be short. Okay, everything fits. So now what you do is just stick everything up and down. The ground wire up and down. I'll take this backwards, that's fine, dummy. Okay. Pete's sake. For corn's sake. That's interesting. Goodness, what a cluster. Now we gotta flip the pots over and put the washer on it. And very carefully fish it over there. Excuse me, I got it in the wrong hole. I got it in the tone hole. Bobbies. Okay, let's get a couple of screws in to pick up. And I gotta fish the ground wire from the pickup. Sometimes things are a little harder than prescribed. Oh.
My sister, she was just standing here talking to you.
The dead girl. Yes, very charming. I can see the family resemblance.
Alexia!
You will be assimilated.
No time for that now, maybe later. Oh, stop.
Well, we're 2.5 hours almost. Oh. Okay, well, whatever. Shoot. Okay, now I gotta fish the ground wire over to the hole for the bridge. I should have made it longer. Dang it. I should have made it a good 3 inches longer. Dagnabbit. Well, can't hiff and haw about it now. Okay, now I need to fish it over there and fish it over there. I have a feeling it's going to be too short. Dang, damn it. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to take my hemostat, really clip it onto the end of it so it doesn't come off, and fish it over the hole. Ideally, fish it over the hole. I can't because the hemostats are too short. I don't have super long ones. Ooh, I'm over to the hole, but I think it's too short. Dang it. Son of a mother. Too short. If I drop my hemostats in there, I'm going to be not happy. Oh my gosh. I get it right over the hole, but I can't get it over into it. I made the wire too short. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Let's see. I need to try and... Sometimes you have to just be patient and hope that it... And if I can get it through the hole, I can grab it to the other end. It's too short. It's too short. Son of a mother. I made it too short. I thought it was going to be long enough, and it's not. It needs to be about 2 inches shorter, longer. Only thing I could do, because I don't want to take this part in, I could solder another end of it onto this. And then that'll make it the length I need. Because I can get it over to the hole, but I can't get it through the hole. It's long enough, but I can't. Okay. I'm just going to solder a longer face to it. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I want to put like 3 inches on it. God damn. I am really not happy with myself. But hey, no one's perfect. I just misjudged the length of it a little bit, that's all.
Do you intend to leave?
No, I'll be around. Well,
A little bit longer. Pre-tin it. Get it on there. With any luck, we'll have this guitar going in the next 20 minutes.
what do you mean? When you asked me me to guide you on a vision quest, I agreed. But I also told you it was part of an ongoing process. We're supposed to be discussing your progress. What's left to say? I told you. I saw my sister, a great forest. I feel a sense of peace I've never felt in my entire life. It worked. You've only lived with the vision for a couple of days. That's not enough time to draw any conclusions. You've got to reflect on the images, examine them, allow them to stay in your mind. A vision quest isn't just a game you dismiss after your first cup of coffee. I understand. Good. I get off duty at 1400 hours. Meet me in my quarters and we'll begin. That's enough. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do this again. Now that I got a longer wire. I might have to ream the hole out a little bit to accommodate the diameter of this wire. We'll see. Then we'll have a new problem to deal with. We're right there. Oh. Come on. Right into the hole, come on. Oh, you get it there, but the hole is too small. I'm gonna have to ream the hole out. I can poke a screwdriver through it, jeez. Oh, I can poke another screwdriver through it. Okay. Whoa, I can poke that screwdriver through it. Okay, so the hole's big enough, there was just something obstructing it. What, I really don't know, but now it should be big enough to go through. Okay, here we go again. Yeah, there was some little piece of something. Come on, get that frig in there. Come on. Yeah. Ooh, there it is. Now, the problem is I can't undo my hemostats. Oh, there it is. Oh, now I can't get my hemostats out. Oh my goodness. Gracious. Okay, there's the ground wire. It is about, you know what, the one I made was long enough, but it was just a little bit too short. I mean, it reaches and it comes through the hole, but I would have really had to work. I would have had to go buy another pair of longer hemostats. You know, some that were like maybe that much longer. this seems to work. Now I can solder the jack back on and give this puppy a try.
Monsters in the replicator? Who else on the ship can handle that?
Come on. Check it and make sure it's good enough. Oh man, now this wire is like, whoa, way short. Is it gonna be? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, no, it'll be fine. Oh, of course my solder job just came off. You don't want cold solder, do you? You want a good solder on there. So I'm gonna solder it sideways. Come on now, for Pete's sake. Oh my word. Okay. Screw this son of a mother back in. On with the new wire, ground wire. Man, that is not what I wanted. Okay. I think that'll work good enough. Now let's plug this. Oh, I can't plug it in yet. I gotta put. back on. Put the bridge back in. Tighten the string, put the nut back on. Merciful. Okay. Now I gotta lower the pickup. Okay, why isn't the pickup going back in? Oh, mercy. Okay, why is the pickup doing this? Pickup's got an issue. Always something. Pickup's jammed up somehow, I don't know why. There we go.
Now watch him in action. Saturday starting at 11:10 Central, right here on H&I.
Fudgesicle. Okay, let's plug this puppy back in, see what it's gonna do. That was a lot of work. That was about a half hour's worth of extra work I didn't want to have to do. Alright, there we go. We got tone. Okay, we got tone now. We'll be right back.
Holding at warp 3.8.
Not fast enough. The board inducer assembly's been damaged. Go to engineering and repair it.
I'm not an engineer. You're a right boy, Alec. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Okay.
We've evacuated the awaiting and all personnel from the station. The captain shows no sign of infection.
Alright. Put my vise away. Okay, everyone. We got tone now, so it looks like the issue was when I put the electronics in it, I had to kind of stretch and move the pots over to their respective holes, and I think in doing so, I broke the wire from the pickup to the volume pot. So I think that's what my issue was. That being said, we have tone, we have no ground issue. So I'm going to start stringing it back up and finishing this sucker. Get the setup on it and get it done. As much as I enjoy working on this guitar, I do have to get it done. I got like 3 customer guitars I need to get out this weekend. They're just basic setups, but I need to get them out and done. So, as much as I'd love to make this part 4 for fun, I can't do it. As much as I want to, I can't do it. String number 3. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Got it in the wrong hole. These are acoustic guitar strings, which is more or less what's supposed to be on this. I mean, you could put electric guitar strings on there, and it wouldn't hurt anything, but I really don't want to. Make sure it's in. take me long to put a setup on it. Nut over. It's a floating nut. Ay, 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 what is wrong with it? Okay, I have to unwind it. Because the winding is all messed up. Shoot. My winder, I dropped it. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Son of a mother. Okay.
They're moving into a low orbit.
Okay. I messed up. It's not a big deal, but it's just gonna take a little extra time, that's all.
Murdering hostages is turning into a new hobby for you. No one's been killed, Captain. That ship is caught between two thermal layers. Should be relatively safe for
Oh, for Pete's sake.
rescue mission. Goodbye, Captain.
These are the t-shirts of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission
Okay.
to make you look good. Go to HNITV.com and click on stores.
Yeah, I'll take 2 social security cards, passport,
Mm.
bank account number.
Every year, millions of identities are bought and sold on the dark web.
Thank you. Here you go.
Come on, pig. Losing the patience. I don't like to lose my patience.
Want to win $5,000 a week forever from Publishers Clearinghouse?
Get this guitar done.
Someone you choose? The week from there. Enter at PCH.com on February 28th. Win forever.
Everybody's how hard it is to clean impossible bathroom messes with wipes and spray cleaners? Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Just hot water, squeeze, and erase. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser works great on burnt-out food in the kitchen. It's perfect for cleaning stubborn bathroom soap scum, even on glass. And it even
gotta be shystering me. What the heck happened? Oh, you gotta be kidding me with this. What happened? You gotta be. You gotta be kidding me with this. Pete's sake. My back is killing me. Put my hemostats away. I got time. I mean, I got 40 minutes. I mean, merciful Minerva. Oh, I need to take a break for a minute. My back is killing me. Of course, it's not anywhere near in tune or anything, so I just need to set the bridge location and everything. So. Center it so the strings are nice and centered and not cattywampus to one side or the other. Yeah, there you. What can you do? Pick up screws in. Very carefully on this one because this is one that had the crack. So very carefully. Put my so boy, we had issues with this tonight, didn't we? Apparently I cold soldered one of the solder joints, and it happens. Even the most professional of solderers will occasionally get a cold solder, which means it's soldered, it's on there, but it's not making connection. I personally haven't had a cold solder in, God, like 3 to 5 years. It's been a while for me. We still have to put the, still have to put the knobs back on, the pick guard back on, and the rest of the screws for the jack. So let's just do that and get that out of the way. I'm gonna have to wipe it down again because I got my grubby grubs all over it. But we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I mean, I should have made that ground wire from the volume to the bridge about 3 inches longer. What else? That's about it. Oh, and I wish the leads from the pickup were a little bit longer. They were already short to begin with, but I thought they were going to be just long enough. But apparently they weren't long enough because when I fished the pots over to the respective holes, I pulled one of the leads off of the pickup from the volume pot, and that's why we had no tone. So, but now we got full tone, and yeah, this isn't going to be an aggressive sounding guitar because it's a big, huge hollow body archtop with one pickup in it. So if somebody goes to buy this and they expect to get a big heavy metal volume out of it, that's not going to happen. Shoot. Okay, whatever. Okay. I'll wait to put the knobs back on it until after I do my tuning and whatnot. I gotta put these files away. I gotta remember to get a better file set here and have one in the room. I mean, I've got files in here, but they're deep in the toolbox here. What I meant to say. Let's raise the pickup height. Let's do the pickup height now because polish that a little bit. Got my grubby grubs on it. Well, we're doing pretty good here. We're at 3 hours, so I really wanted to only go 2 on this, but that's okay. I'm not gonna hiff and haw about that too much. Let's just get it done because I'm tired. Okay, what happened? Something's happened. What happened? Oh, helps if I have the guitar plugged in. Yeah, that's what happens when you get tired. Sorry, Keep going higher on the string height here. Oxygenation's perfect. Back is killing me. I'm going to pick it up and play it very gently and gingerly. Okay, wipe it down. So I got my grubbies on it, and then this guitar is done. Be right back. Oh. Never mind. I don't have to be right back. Wow, what a project. I'm happy with it though. I mean, we had a couple issues. I gotta put the pick guard back still. I gotta put the knobs back on, of course. So let's just do that now. These are not the original knobs, so I'm not too worried about it. They fit kind of high off the guitar, but that's okay. This guitar is not meant to be original, because quite frankly it's not original. So that being said, I got my grubs on it anywhere. The screw on here. Put this pick guard back on, even though it's not the original one. The brackets and the screws are original, but the pick guard is not original. But it is a original type and shape for this guitar, so there is that aspect of it. That's good. I mean, guitar came out pretty good. For not a couple issues with the pickup and a ground wire, but we're doing pretty good on that. Okay, here we are, fully assembled. Yeah, fully assembled. Fully assembled. Wow, what a ordeal. Plays out pretty good though. The action's a little high on this, but the actions were kind of naturally high on these. The actions, you know, you can't get the action down on low on these like a shredder guitar, because it's not a shredder guitar. So people have to know, understand, and realize that, and they do for the most part. But I have other guitars that are similar to this that have one pickup in them, and people come over to look at it to buy, and I plug it in, and they go, why can't I get a heavy metal sound with this? Why can't I get a hard rock sound with this? And it's like, because it's not that kind of guitar. It's like, what do you expect? These are meant for a mellow sound. But I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. Here's the cover that I was not going to use, because the wear patterns were, I like the wear patterns on this, but the wear patterns were opposite. Wear patterns should be over here, but they were over here. But this one's pretty nice. So, and again, this guitar isn't meant to be original. So, but again, this is a 1950 Sherwood Deluxe hollow body Archtop, and I will have full spread of pictures on this on my Twitter and Facebook and other social media tomorrow. I am going to put it up for sale, $800 without the case, $900 with the original case, and that price is going to be firm because this guitar is fairly rare and it plays beautifully, you saw. If this guitar were completely 100% original and you know, a 90+ point condition guitar, it'd be $1,200. But it isn't. But it's a fairly rare model. You don't see them too often, and I'm pretty happy with it. So there is that. Got a lot of dust over here. I'm gonna have to wipe down my work area here tomorrow before I finish Pinky Tuscadero, which is slated for tomorrow night. Which is going to be Saturday night, tomorrow night. Oh.
You think I did it?
Save this. Excuse me.
Your last meeting fasting. Perhaps it's trying to tell me something.
Hey, man, oh yeah, okay. Okay, good.
Are you going to use that on me?
If I have to.
Okay, so we're going to save that. We're going to close it.
Should have done that.
So again, I'm fairly happy with the way this came out. The wiring could have gone a little bit smoother, but it's a 69-year-old guitar. You're gonna have to make you know, consolations and a little bit of trial and error, because it had 50s wiring diagram. You know, that's the diagram of the wiring. It's 50s. So I didn't want to mess with that. So all in all, it came out pretty good, I think. The good thing about this is you can play it as an acoustic too without having to hook it up to an amplifier. So if you wanted to play it as an acoustic, you can. If you want to play it as an electric, you can, because it's got a really big sound to it. Listen. It's got a really big sound to it. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to put this away now that I don't need it anymore. Start putting stuff away here, because that's what I'm going to do. Put my pickup away. Cover away. I put the shop key away, so I'll be right back.
You'll have the evidence you need to get the justice you deserve. Use your TAC camera to relive one-of-a-kind experiences. To be ready to capture every magic moment. To give yourself verification when you're on the job. Or to make sure you always have proof of what really happened. Plus, you don't have to be a computer genius to use a TAC camera. With just a few clicks, you can view, download, and save your videos for later. TAC camera is everything you've come to expect from a quality Bell & Howell product. It's what I call military tough. And clings to clothing no matter what you do. Never miss another magic moment. Stop being a victim of everyday injustice. Get yourself a TAC camera from Bell & Howell. TAC camera, the body cam for the rest of us. There's just nothing like it on the market today.
State-of-the-art body cams can cost hundreds of dollars, but you won't pay that much for a TAC camera. In fact, act now and it can be yours for just 2 payments of $19.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, order now and we'll upgrade you to our night vision TAC camera with 6 built-in infrared LEDs for HD recording at night. Yours absolutely free, and there's more. Call or click today and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. You get it all. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-936-2993 or go to TACcam.com. That number again is 1-800-936-2993.
Okay, so yeah, again, this is a 1950 Sherwood Deluxe hollow body archtop guitar. I bought it as a project. The electronics were kind of messed up. It didn't have any tuners. It didn't have a pickup. But somebody had cut out the hole a little bit bigger to accommodate a modern pickup in it. They drilled the hole, didn't drill the holes. They made the hole bigger, that's what I meant to say, and mounted the bezel, but didn't have a pickup for it. So I put all that together in it. I'm pretty happy with it. So that's what this guitar is. Again, pretty happy with it. I don't have very many complaints for it. You know, I wish the guitar was original. You know, had the original knobs, original pickup, original tuners. But it isn't. So you have to make accommodations for what it is, not what you want it to be. I did put it back to as original as humanly possible, and that's it. The guitar is pretty much a keeper. I don't necessarily intend on selling it, but if somebody wants to give me $800 cash for it without the case, or $900 for it with the original case, I will sell it. Otherwise, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to find an original pickup for it, and pickup bezel, and original tuners for it, and hopefully find an original pick guard. The likelihood of that's pretty low. But if I can find the other parts that I just mentioned to put this back to original, I will. And then I'll just keep this guitar. Oh, it needs the original strap button up here. The strap button here is a modern strap button, not the original one. So if I can find, again, if I can find a strap button, pickup bezel, knobs, and tuners, then I can put this guitar back to 100% original. But I'm pretty happy the way it turned out, considering I had a few electrical issues, but I fixed them relatively quickly, as you saw. So I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, pretty happy with it. I can't complain. I cannot complain too much for what it is. Yeah. So $800 without the case, $900 with the case. And yes, that's like a full pop price for this. But this particular model you don't see too many of. This is a full size hollow body archtop. I mean, it is full size. Let's see if I got a tape measure here. I think I do, but I'm not sure. On my luck, I don't. Yeah, I don't have a tape measure in here. I'm going to say the thickness of this is about 3 inches. It's pretty darn thick. Let me go get my tape measure and I'll tell you. Okay, I got my tape measure. I'll measure that here in a second for you guys. Ooh. Okay, so we'll see if my guess was... Ooh, well, it's 3.5 inches thick. And the body length is... Ooh, sorry. 21 inches. So 21 by 3.5. That is a full-size hollow body. You really can't get much bigger than that. There's a few out there that are a hair bigger than that, but not much. This has a set neck on it, no truss rod, but it is set in such a manner where it's completely level. So I'm happy with this guitar, considering. Yeah, considering I'm happy. I'm happy as a clam. Only thing I had to adjust for the electronics is I had to put 2 extension wires from the pickup to the first volume pot because the wire was a little bit too short. It would have came up a little bit too short, and then when mounting the pickup and then mounting the volume knob, you kind of have to stretch it a little. And what happened, well, the first time I plugged it in and tested it, I accidentally pulled the lead wires from the pickup off of the volume, so that's why we had no tone. So I made a couple of 1-inch extension wires and wired it up. Really no other way to do it other than to take the pickup apart and desolder the lead from the pickup and put an entire new lead on there, which I could have done, but I didn't. I didn't necessarily see a need for that. So, but anyway, it's what did I say, 21 inches long. What did I say that was? 21 by 3.5. So I mean, it is a full size. It is a full size mama. And it's 19 fret. Yeah, 19 fret, not 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 19 fret. Yeah. So it's a pretty cool guitar. I think the pickup looks good in it, so I'm pretty happy with that aspect. I would have liked the other cover, but again, the wear patterns for the strings on the surface of the pickup were opposite, and it wouldn't have looked right if I mounted it. It would have looked strange, so I opted for this one instead, and I'm pretty happy with that. We did have a crack from here to here, which I glued last night. That's the only crack in the entire body. Other than that, we had no issues with the neck, or the headstock, or the body, or the tailpiece, or the bridge, or the individual electronic parts, or anything like that. So I'm ecstatic with the guitar. I really am. I'm happy with it. So again, if somebody wants to buy it, $800 without the case, $900 with the original case. And that's it. If somebody wants it like that, I will sell it to them. Otherwise, I'm not necessarily wanting to sell this one, because you don't see too many of them. They're fairly rare. So we're just about to conclude this video here in a few minutes, and we will see you tomorrow to hopefully conclude Pinky Tuscadero, which is the Frister Speedstar Strat that I'm doing for my friend Kevin. That project has been a year in the making, over a year in the making, and he is really anxious to get it back. He was just here about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Christmas Eve, he was here Christmas Eve, looking at it, and so I need to get that back to him, and we'll finish that, and then Sunday night will be the new in the box IYV Mustang. Yeah, I wish this guitar were original. I really do wish it was original, but it's better to have it 90% original than beat up sitting in a at the city dump somewhere. So I'm pretty happy with it. Great guitar. Alright everyone, I want to thank you for joining me on this very rare 1950 Sherwood Deluxe Hollow Body Archtop guitar. This has been a 3-part series to do this guitar, so I'm very pleased with the way it came out, and I would like to thank my show sponsor, Guitar Center of Glendora. Check them out, they're really great people, really great store, very knowledgeable, very personable there. Really great people, so check them out. So again, thank you very much for joining me for this video, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.